What nobody tells you about waiting for pregnancy is that at some point, you stop recognizing yourself in the mirror. Jennifer stood in her bathroom at 2 in the morning, holding her 103rd negative pregnancy test, and did something she'd never done before. She laughed. Not a joyful laugh, but the kind that comes when you've cried so many tears that your body simply has nothing left. Her husband John found her sitting on the cold tile floor, surrounded by negative tests arranged in a perfect circle around her, whispering words that would change everything. "I'm done fighting, but I'm not done believing." If you believe in never giving up, hit that like button and subscribe to hear more inspiring true stories. Drop a comment telling us where you're watching from. 5 years earlier, Jennifer and John were the couple everyone envied. High school sweethearts who'd built a beautiful life together. They had everything except the one thing they wanted most. On their 5th wedding anniversary, Jennifer showed John a positive ovulation test. "This is our month," she whispered. "I can feel it." John kissed her forehead and made a promise he'd spend the next 34 months trying to keep. "We're going to be parents." The first negative test was easy to dismiss. So was the second. By month 6, Jennifer had developed a routine that felt almost scientific. She tracked her temperature every morning at 6 a.m. She took supplements, gave up caffeine and alcohol, and read every fertility blog. She could recite her cycle patterns like a meteorologist predicting weather. John watched his vibrant, spontaneous wife transform into someone obsessed with dates, numbers, and 2 pink lines that never appeared. Dr. Patricia Morgan's office smelled like lavender and false hope. During month 12, the fertility specialist smiled warmly. "Everything looks normal," she said, which was somehow the worst news possible. Normal meant there was no explanation, no problem to fix. "Just keep trying," Dr. Morgan advised, a phrase Jennifer would grow to hate. As they left, Jennifer noticed a pregnant woman in the waiting room complaining about morning sickness. Jennifer felt something dark unfurl in her chest, envy so sharp it felt like betrayal. Month 18 brought needles and hormone injections that left Jennifer's stomach bruised. John learned to administer the shots, his hands shaking every time. "I'm hurting you," he'd whisper. "You're helping me," she'd correct, though both were true. The treatments turned Jennifer's body into a stranger. She gained weight, her emotions swung wildly, and every month her period arrived to deliver another devastating message. Not this time. Their friends Rachel and Thomas Thompson announced their 3rd pregnancy at a barbecue during month 20. "We weren't even trying," Rachel laughed. "It just happened." Jennifer excused herself to the bathroom and didn't come out for 20 minutes. John found her hyperventilating, mascara running down her face. "I'm a terrible person," she sobbed. "I can't even be happy for my friends." Month 24 marked 2 years. 2 years of scheduled intimacy that felt clinical. 2 years of people asking, "When are you having kids?" As if it were a simple choice. Jennifer's co-worker, Amanda Foster, was the worst. "Maybe you're too stressed," she'd suggest. Jennifer smiled politely while imagining throwing her coffee in Amanda's face. The breaking point came during their first real fight. John suggested taking a break from treatments. "We need to remember who we are," he pleaded. Jennifer heard this as giving up. "If we stop, we fail," she said coldly. John's face hardened. "I want my wife back. I feel like I'm losing you to something that might never happen." That night, they slept in separate rooms for the first time. Therapy with Dr. Marcus Reed saved them. The counselor asked a question that changed everything. "Who would you be to each other if you never had children?" Jennifer started crying. She'd forgotten how John made her laugh, how he left love notes in her lunch bag. They'd reduced their entire relationship to one desperate goal. "I miss you," Jennifer whispered across the office. "I miss us." John reached for her hand. "I'm right here. I've always been right here." Jennifer found hope in an online infertility support group. There she met Sarah Bennett, who'd been trying for 4 years. Sarah didn't offer empty platitudes. She offered truth. "Some days you'll hate everyone who has what you want. That's okay. You're hurting." They prayed for each other, 2 strangers connected by grief. Sarah sent Jennifer a bracelet with a tiny mustard seed. "Faith the size of a mustard seed," the note read. Some days, that's all we have. Month 30 brought cruel false hope. Jennifer was 5 days late. She felt different, nauseous, exhausted. Every symptom appeared. The test was negative. Jennifer walked to the would-be nursery and closed the door. John found her sitting in complete darkness. "Maybe we're not meant to be parents," she whispered. "Maybe God is saying no." By month 32, Jennifer had stopped going to church. She couldn't sing about God's faithfulness when she felt abandoned. Dr. Morgan presented a new option, IVF. One round cost $15,000. John's mother, Catherine Brooks, offered to help financially. They decided to try one last time. Jennifer underwent egg retrieval. They got 8 viable embryos. The doctor transferred 2, and then came the hardest part, the 2-week wait. Jennifer spent those weeks in forced calm. She prayed differently now, not demanding or pleading, just surrendering. "Your will, not mine," she whispered. John noticed the change. She seemed lighter. They went on real dates again, talked about movies and dreams beyond fertility. They remembered why they'd fallen in love. The morning of the test, Jennifer waited for John to wake up. She needed him there. They moved to the bathroom like walking through water. "Whatever it says," John said, "we're going to be okay. We have each other." Jennifer felt tears prick her eyes. "I know. I finally really know that." She took the test and placed it face down. They set a timer for 3 minutes. Neither spoke. The timer's beep made them jump. Jennifer reached for the test with trembling hands. She'd done this 103 times before. She knew the weight of disappointment. She flipped it over. 2 lines. 2 perfect, undeniable, beautiful pink lines. Jennifer's brain couldn't process it. "John," she breathed. He leaned over and went still. Complete silence. Then Jennifer gasped. "Is this real?" John took the test, held it to the light. "It's positive," he said, voice cracking. "Jennifer, it's positive." They collapsed into each other, crying so hard they couldn't breathe. 34 months, 834 days, 103 negative tests, and now this, 2 pink lines that changed everything. "We did it," she whispered. John shook his head. "You never stopped believing." They took 3 more tests, all positive. Dr. Morgan confirmed it, strong HCG levels. They sat in their car for an hour just holding hands. Jennifer pulled out her prayer journal, flipping between month 1 and month 34. Early entries were naive. "This is our month." Recent ones different. "I don't understand your timing, but I'm choosing to trust." She saw her faith refined like gold in fire. They waited until 12 weeks to tell most people. Catherine sobbed with joy. Jennifer called Sarah. "It's your turn, I believe it." Sarah responded through tears. "Your miracle gives me hope for mine." Jennifer understood their story wasn't just for them. It was for everyone still waiting. 6 months later, Jennifer stood in the completed nursery, belly round with their daughter. She'd kept all 103 negative tests, arranging them in a heart shape with the positive test in the center. She hung it on the wall with a caption, 834 days worth every single one. John appeared in the doorway. "What are you thinking?" Jennifer turned, eyes bright. "I'm thinking our daughter will know she was worth waiting for. That miracles happen on God's timeline, not ours." John wrapped his arms around her, both swaying gently. "She'll also know her parents loved each other enough to walk through fire and come out stronger." Jennifer leaned back, closing her eyes. This room had been a symbol of everything they didn't have. Now it was full of everything they did. Hope reborn, faith tested and proven, love that survived the darkest valley. The truth about waiting is that it changes you. It can make you bitter or better, break your faith or forge it into something unshakable. For Jennifer and John, those 34 months had been the hardest journey of their lives. But standing in that nursery, they understood something profound. Sometimes God's not yet is preparing you for something you desperately need to learn. Sometimes the wait is where the real miracle happens. If Jennifer's story touched your heart, please like this video and share it with someone who needs hope today. How long did you have to wait? I'd love to read your story.